For sure. For sure. Would you like to go? For sure, I'd like to go. Forget. Did you forget? Did I forget? Who forgot? Forgo. Are we going to forgo that? Are we going to forgo this? So I'm taking for and turning it into fur. I don't say for sure or for sure. I say for sure. I say forget. I say forgo. For her. Can I forget for her? Can I forgo for her? So I'm taking that vowel, that for vowel, and just collapsing it into this schwa r sound, fur. And that's why I say for sure, like for sure. This is kind of sometimes called like a Valley Girl voice or like the California Valley Girl voice, like, oh, for sure, like da 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 da. But this has spread to the entire West Coast, and this is like the Pacific Northwest way of pronouncing things now. I will hear regional accents where people say for sure. Even a word like everybody, I say buddy with like an with a schwa sound, everybody. Maybe it's a carrot sound. And you'll see someone from another region say everybody. Everybody was working for them. Everybody was working for them. Everybody was working for them, not working for them, working for them. It just sounds younger. This is the moving target that English is. The Pacific Northwest dialect, in particular, has been heading towards this place of neutralizing more and more sounds. So we're kind of just like removing the variables necessary to pronounce things. And as long as it's still understandable, it won't kind of deteriorate into lesser and lesser choices of sounds to word. So let me put that in a way that makes sense. We will simplify the pronunciation of English only to the extent that it is still easy to understand. And then if it makes it more difficult to understand, that's no longer like an economy of speech movements. So an economy of speech movements is the idea that we're using as few motions, movements, mitochondria, like energy cells, we're using as few movements as possible to say something. That's the economy of movement that kind of drives language change. So, for example, latter and ladder in my accent, Pacific Northwest, are both ladder now. That is a neutralization that could cause confusion if context didn't always tell whatever person I was talking to what I was talking about. So, Pacific Northwest will use these types of neutralizations to the extent that it is still easy to understand. And it won't go further than that because that is not an economical way of using sounds for movement. So, for sure is going to keep being for sure, forget, for her, forgo. It's just easier than forget, forgo. So, try using this technique if you want to sound younger in English. I'm 37, by the way. I got my bachelor's degree of speech sciences in 2015 when I was 29. That was 8 years ago. So, I've talked to ChatGPT about what's new in speech sciences over the last 8 years. So I've heard about what's new in speech sciences over the last 8 years, but that's how long I've been working on this kind of lifelong topic for myself of accent training. So disagree, agree, thoughts, opinions, share them. Engage with my content, and thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.